Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 88. Brother.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when I Am Geek runs wild on you? That's like the worst Hulk Hogan impression.
Oh no, spot on.
Ever.
Hogan's here. I didn't know we had him here. So I didn't see him come in. Like,
sorry.
Wow. All right.
I'm not very good with impressions. Woo! I can do a good woo. Woo!
Snap, Slim Jim.
No, that's yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
This episode, we're just gonna do random phrases from wrestlers the whole time.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Oh, Mean Gene.
I don't know many others. So just like I'm gonna party slam. I don't know.
I could do a lot.
I've already-
You can't see me. Sucker.
Rest in
peace. Yeah.
I'm a wrestler.
That was from Chris's favorite wrestler, Mr. Wrestler.
Mr. Wrestle.
Mr. Wrestle.
The Royal
Mr.
Rumble
Wrestler.
is coming up this Sunday.
So if you wanted to hear about Royal Rumble, you came to the wrong place.
I'm going to watch it.
But we're not going to talk about
I'm actually going to watch it on a big screen. That's
Let me
geeky.
ask you something. You
Watch wrestling, yes.
You watch wrestling. You replied to a tweet about who was going to be in a Royal Rumble or something, like with the female wrestlers maybe or something. I don't. The women ladies of wrestling. I don't know. But you said, oh, what are they going to tell us everything now? Who all's going to be in or something like that. But I can't remember. Did they not?
Okay, so the tradition
Normally,
for the Royal Rumble, and I'm sure our listeners are going to love me talking about this because now you've got me started. So
they will.
The thing that's cool about the Royal Rumble is there's 30 people that's in it.
Yeah.
The cool thing about it is from years past until this year, you didn't know who was in it.
Okay.
So it starts with two people in the ring, and then every few minutes there's a countdown clock, and it goes off, and then somebody comes in, and you're like, "Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?" And then their music hits, and you're like, like one year AJ Styles, that was when he debuted. Okay.
Yeah.
Apple Jacks.
Nice.
So them saying we're posting all the women, it's like, who cares? You know.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments was Ultimate Warrior had been gone for a long time, and I happened to be watching it or something, or maybe it was the replay, and I was like, wouldn't it be awesome? This is before the internet, so you didn't know what happened the night before, I guess. And I was like, wouldn't it be awesome if Ultimate Warrior came back? And all of a sudden you hear, and you see him running in, and he just takes over, for a little bit. But
the good old days.
Man, that was my favorite.
There's not many surprises these days. Because of the internet and everything, everybody knows what's going to happen, and every once in a while they'll surprise you. But most of the time, like the championship match is Brock Lesnar, of course, who everybody's tired of. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, you're tired of hearing about this guy.
I'm tired.
Against Finn Balor, which is he's a much smaller guy than Brock Lesnar, but everybody likes him for the most part and would love to see him win. But they're not going to let him win. They're going to keep Brock Lesnar as their champion. So everybody pretty much knows.
Brock Lesnar, Finn
Balor. He's Irish.
Balor?
He's Irish.
These are just horrible wrestling names.
That's their real names.
That's their real names.
But
Brock
no,
Lesnar,
insulting.
Brock Lesnar is a UFC fighter, and he turned wrestler.
I don't know. When I knew of wrestling stuff, it's like The Undertaker.
Well, they have they still have stuff like that.
Dog. This is like, hey, William McAfee is.
No, he's not
coming in.
Well, but see, the wrestling, since you've heard of wrestling, which was back in the 80s, early 90s, it's changed a lot, and people, and they try to make it like real life. So there's like John Cena, whose actual name is John Cena, and and then there's a guy named Dan O'Brien who's one of the champions, but in the Indies, which is like the independent scene, he was called Brian Danielson. So when he got to the WWE, they just switched his name around.
Son Daniel.
And so stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, there's still some people that have
nicknames or something.
Well, there's still some people that have like there's tag teams, like there's the Authors of Pain and Heavy Machinery and stuff like that. Most of the tag teams have like cool names.
William Shakespeare and
the poet.
And then there's like the New Day, which is they're a fun trio. But so I mean, there's some people that have good cool names, and there's other people that's just Randy Orton.
Randy Orton?
Yeah, his dad was a wrestler named Bob Orton.
Well, it's like you said, they're trying to make it more like real life. So it's like these guys, average Joes that are coming and wrestling, or it just makes it seem more real. Where you had all these weird names, it was like it seemed more like a comic book or a play, or
it's like the scene from Infinity War when Peter Parker goes, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker," and Doctor Strange goes, "Oh, I'm Doctor Strange." Goes, "Oh, we're using our made up names. I'm Spider-Man."
Exactly.
Yeah.
That like amps it up. That brings some showbiz into it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it seems more. It seems more fake then if you got these weird names like the Genius, the Undertaker.
Oh, it's already fake. Everybody knows it's already fake.
Right, but it takes that away, that element away if it seems like real people.
But yeah, so Chris, you're sort of behind the times, and the whole name change stuff started like
back in my day,
in the late '90s.
We had Bam Bam Bigelow.
I think one of the, since we're on this, and our listeners like Dave Adams from Sideline Warning. There's your little plug, Dave. He likes stuff like this. I think, thinking back, and I could be totally wrong. I'd have to do some research. So, boop, boop, boop. I think this really started when people started using their sort of actual names. In WCW, when who at the time they were known as Diesel and Razor Ramon, jumped ship from WWF at the time, this is before they changed to WWE, to WCW. When they came to WCW, they couldn't use Diesel, they couldn't use Razor Ramon, so they went as Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the Outsiders.
Yeah.
And so they used their names, and then that got huge. The NW, which they became the NWO, they blew up, and then so it started that trend of what's fake, what's real, because there was a thing: are these guys really coming in from the outside, or do they really work for WCW? Who are these guys? I mean, they're using their real names, blah, blah, blah. So there was that thing that blew up, and then that caused a shift in everything. So you got away from the Razor Ramones and you went to the Scott Halls, and it sort of just kept doing that. And people have nicknames like Steve Austin. Everybody knows him as Stone Cold Steve Austin, but he still used Steve Austin.
Well, that's fine. If there's like a nickname attached to it, I'm good. But if it's just like your name,
but they still have nicknames like Randy Orton. He's the Viper. The Viper, Randy Orton.
Okay,
AJ Styles is the phenomenal one. AJ Styles. So they have their nicknames, but they use sort of like their quote unquote real names.
Yeah. And I think people want to relate to things that they watch on TV. I think that's part of it, where they want to see real people's names or whatever.
Nah, I don't want to relate at all.
It just
no.
So WCW really started that trend of using real names. Now we've turned into a wrestling podcast, and you guys are the ones that got me on this. We weren't going to talk about this, and you guys got me on this.
It's whatever you geek out about, right?
Yeah.
It's a show for the geek and all of us.
Yeah.
So even if we, or me personally, hate it, we can still talk about it.
I could, if you were here.
Welcome to my world, Chris.
I could get you guys. I mean, Chris or Katrin, you used to like it. I could get you back into it, and Chris, I think I could persuade you into it a little bit, at least where you'd enjoy it, because I think it's got a bad stigma.
The name's already got me out.
Anyways,
but see, but I do like. See, I don't really like watch wrestling, but I do. There are like animes and cartoons and stuff that I watch that are based around wrestling that I do like.
so you'd probably like wrestling. Maybe you like New Japan wrestling because it's like Japanese, so you may like it.
Oh, maybe if it's like anime, maybe.
Oh yeah, they paint themselves to look like anime. So
big eyes and mouth all the time.
Well, I love wrestling. They don't have to. We don't have to talk about it anymore. But what I was getting to before they drug me into talking about wrestling is I'm watching it on a big screen, which is going to be a first for me. Watching the Royal Rumble on a big screen because we have this cool projector now here at the house. It's called the Mars 2. And you know, when you think of portable projectors, they're not a sponsor, by the way. It sounds like I'm going into commercial. When you think of portable projectors, what do you think? Bad
Big
quality.
Do you have a sound bar from Uranus?
No, but you could probably fit one of yours.
Anyways, it's got a good subject on it.
I did hook it up to our sound system.
Nice.
So it sounded good. But anyways, it's called the Mars 2. I forget the company that makes it. But, you know, when you think of these little portable projectors, you're like, oh, they're not that great of quality. They're not, you know, that good. And this was like a cube. It looks like a cube about the size of a football or something.
Which is not a cube.
Man, it's... No, the size of... The size of a cube of ham.
I know what you mean.
It's the size of a football. Anyways, you don't think about them being that great quality.
Yeah.
But this one is actually pretty decent. I mean, it's not the brightest of bright. It's not like, you know, one of these high dollar things. But the screen size, I mean, we fill up one wall with it. And it's not blurry. It's like, you know, it's clear. And we watched a movie the other night, just shining it on the wall. So I'm looking forward to watching the Royal Rumble on that by myself. Because my wife
get your son to watch it with you.
Yeah,
he'll be hopefully in bed by then. Yeah, my wife won't let him watch it with me. Like, you turn it off around him. So I'll be watching it on the big screen. I'm excited about it. So if any of our listeners out there like wrestling, let us know. Because we're not through. We're actually not through. Oh, Chris left. He's done.
That's it.
Yeah. Anyways, we're not actually through with sort of talking about wrestling tonight. Sorry, guys. Because we were approached with something. A guy approached us and said, "Hey, I've got this comic book out. I was wondering if you guys would read a couple of episodes. Read a couple of episodes." Read a couple of issues and then just, you know, give a review of them. And I was like, oh, cool. You know, that sounds cool. What is it? So he sent it to us and it's called Invasion from Planet WRESTLETOPIA. And then when I saw WRESTLETOPIA, I was like, I'm sold. Yes, send me these. I want to read them.
Done deal.
So I'm sure Chris and Katrin were really excited when they saw that it was about wrestling too.
For sure.
But I was like, we'll definitely review these. It's by
Suspicious Behavior Productions.
Suspicious
Behavior Productions.
And it's by two writers that Chris, they're sort of in the video game world too.
Yeah. Sorry, they've also got another name. They're the Houston Homewreckers. But it's published by Suspicious Behavior Productions. So those two guys are known as the Houston Homewreckers. So there you go.
They look lovely. There's a picture of them at the end of the first issue.
Yeah.
They have the wrestling belts. I think it's cool. It's Matt and Ed. Now I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna mispronounce your last names. But I'm gonna try. It's Matt Inton?
Inton?
Inton.
Sounds right.
And Ed Cunell?
Canal.
I'm sorry if I butchered your names.
We're trying.
Yeah, we have a very simple last name Street, so we're just like we're dumbed down from any other names. We can't. Like,
so
you just can't do it.
We get all kinds of pronunciations of my last name. I get Carton, Catron, Catrone is one I get from this one guy all the time, and I've told him what my name is, but he continues to say it, and we're like, it's really simple. It's just like patron or matron. It's spelled the exact same way except there's a C. But so yeah, I understand. I guess hard to pronounce names. So
yeah, well, even with our name Street, people like will be like, I say, they'll ask me my name, and I'll say Ryan Street, and they'll be like, what?
Yeah,
I'll say like the road. Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I tell somebody it, they get confused because it's so simple. But usually, like when people read it, they're good. Except for one time, we had a substitute teacher in high school that was trying to say it for some reason, and I had to help him.
Oh,
really didn't get that. But
what did he say?
He was like stray.
Oh my god! Why do people try to make things complicated?
Teachers in Tennessee. Aaron, is there an Aaron here?
D nice.
Aaron.
It's one of my favorite sketches of all time.
So funny.
Oh, if you don't know what that is, just look up Keenan and Peele. Aaron.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
back to the comic.
So this comic. We had fun. Scrolling up. Comic Invasion from Planet WRESTLETOPIA. Here's just a snippet of what it's about. When a disgruntled pro wrestler declares himself galactic champ of the universe, a planet of alien wrestlers view it as an act of war. Dun, dun, dun.
As you would.
So I don't want to give away the whole, like, I'm not going to go through frame by frame of the comic and be like, this is what happens. And this is what happens. And you know what happens. But basically it starts out with this guy, this wrestler-looking guy on a spaceship in the deep reaches of space in the year 1999.
Oh, man.
And this transmission comes across, and it is basically a wrestling event on Earth from years ago. And basically this guy is this wrestler. And the cool thing about this, if you're a wrestling fan, the language that they use, or the verbiage, or whatever you want to call it, is like wrestling talk. Like if you're in the know, you would know what they're talking about. If you're not, you may be like, what does he mean by that? But if you're in the know, then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like an example would be, that's Rory Landell's belt you're wearing, Daddy. And after tonight, it's gonna purr for little old me. Like stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
I think everybody would know what that meant.
Yeah.
But they get into the whole, like at the beginning, where they're talking in the past, and the promoter's talking, like a promoter and stuff like that, is talking to the one of the wrestlers, basically saying we're heading towards a family friendly era, and then that's sort of what happened in wrestling. It turned into a family friendly era. Anyways, so the wrestler he's promised the title, and then the promoter changes his mind because of buy rates and stuff like that, which would be another wrestling thing. Wrestling fans will know. They changed it, and they're not going to give him the title. So he makes his own title out of a belt and a pizza box that's like Galaxy Pizza or something, and he calls himself. He goes, "Forget about that title. I'm the the heavyweight champion of the galaxy, galactic champ." So this alien planet is a planet of wrestlers, and they see this as a challenge. So they're coming to Earth to challenge the galactic champ to see who is the actual champ. And their champion is called Manifest Destiny. So the first issue is called A Date with Destiny. So what? Which is
Manifest Destiny. That's a good wrestler name.
Yeah,
that's a good wrestler name.
It is.
No, that's actually his real name. His wrestler name is Pete Smith.
Pete. Good old Pete.
Good old Pete. So, what did you guys like overall, especially as a non-wrestling fan and a semi-wrestling fan? What did you guys think of it?
I liked it.
Sorry, I get cut out on me. Sorry.
Oh, I liked it.
You liked it?
Yes, I thought it was good. I've considered picking up comics and starting to read some. So this was kind of my first jump back into it, and it was a little hard to follow at first just because I don't read comics, and I had to reread the first one again because some of it didn't make sense to me at first. But then I read it and I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on now. And the second one was fine. It was good. I liked it a lot. I thought the story was really great and very, very good story that I could get into. So
there we go.
I as well enjoyed it. I'm not a wrestling fan. I am a big comic book fan, so I read a lot of comics. And this one was great. I thought the art was really good. It was really fun. The story was good. It reminded me a lot of, there's a manga anime called Kinnikuman that we would probably know a lot more as Muscle Man, because there were these like little rubber like plastic figures or whatever when we had growing up. It was based off of that Japanese series, but it was called Muscle Man here. And it's about wrestling and these just kind of off the wall characters and like space characters, like space wrestlers and all this kind of stuff. And it's just kind of a funny, humorous take on wrestling, but with some good kind of action stuff mixed in. And that's kind of what this reminded me of a little bit. And I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind reading more of this.
Oh, I love those toys, by the way.
Now, wasn't it just muscle?
But yeah.
Yeah, it's just muscle.
Like MUS.
It had like it stood for something.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the American version of the cartoon, I think he was called Muscle Man instead of Kinnikuman.
Okay.
They translate to that. So, but yeah, I think it was just like muscle for the toys.
Yeah, we had a bunch of those, and then there's a video game that we used to play on Nintendo that was a tag team game. It was pretty fun.
I want to know what it stands for.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I was trying to find it. Straight out of muscle.
We just jump from one pen to the next.
Okay, here it is. Millions of unusual small creatures lurking everywhere.
There we go.
Yeah. And that is not what the series is.
Yeah, there's based on a Japanese comic book and wrestling character, whatever you said, and that's what it is in America, I guess.
Cool.
Well,
anyways, back to this comic.
Yeah,
Invasion from Planet WRESTLETOPia. Not a sponsor, but hey, maybe one day. Who knows?
Yes.
Anyways, I loved it. I don't read comics because I don't know how to read very well.
No,
I just don't. It's with my kids the age they are. I don't have like free time to just sit and read. But this was great. I loved. Of course, I loved that it was like based on wrestling. I loved the story. I love the artwork.
Yeah, it's good artwork.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's really nice.
Great job with the artwork.
The artwork by Dan. Again, I want to horribly mispronounce this last name. Scott. I don't know. But he's written on and drawn on some good comic books. Like Will Eisner's The Spirit, Battlestar Galactica, Gods and Monsters, San Hannibal and the Foul. So I mean, he's got some good listings that he's worked on before.
So he's worked on Battlestar Galactica, and in this one, there's a bear. So does Bear beat Battlestar Galactica? That's an Office reference. If you guys, you don't remember?
Oh, no.
Are you serious?
Sorry.
Come on. So when Jim dresses up as Dwight to freak out Dwight, he goes, "Bears beat Battlestar Galactica," and he's like, "Why are you copying me?" You don't remember that? Oh, come on.
I forgot about that.
Anyway,
it's been a while since I've watched The Office. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since I've watched it, but somehow I remembered it. But yeah, like, and then the callbacks to like old school wrestling stuff, like it starts out with this guy wrestling a bear, like a real bear, and I thought that was like perfect and hilarious, and it would be something that would happen in one of these like random wrestling shows that would happen throughout the country, promotions, wrestling promotions. But yeah, and then like the bear wins like a championship, like a television championship or something. I thought was like hilarious. And the announcers or the guys doing the commentary, they're like, "He can't do a figure four or Boston Crab, and man, that bear can wrestle." And I'm just like, it's like hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it. I think, and the thing, like, it even had like a laugh out loud moment for me, which I think was in the second issue. The second issue is when the wrestlers from this other planet come and invade Earth, and they're like attacking like all of Earth, and there's like this scientist guys or something looking through this big telescope, and they're like, "General, you need to come see this." And they're like, "What is it?" And they're like, "We think they're putting a cage around Earth." So like in wrestling, pro wrestling, there's such thing as a cage match, which the ring is surrounded by a giant fence cage thing to keep the wrestlers in, and they have to try to get out. So in this comic book, these aliens come and they put a cage around the whole planet for their cage match.
It is a giant cage.
And then they said if the wrestler that they're challenging, which his name is
Mendel.
Randall. I just said I can't remember it.
What's his wrestling name though?
Oh man,
Rory
Landell's. Yeah.
Rory Landell. Yes.
Yeah.
He had a nickname too.
Yeah, he has a nickname.
Rock and
roll, I think. Rory Landell. Yeah. Anyways, but if he doesn't show up to battle Manifest Destiny to see who's the grand champion, then they're going to have a Royal Rumble with what did they say? 30 billion. All the people of Earth and all the people of WrestleTopia would wrestle in this Royal Rumble, and the last man standing would be crowned the champion. What they don't know is we have a bear on our side.
True. That is true. But I don't know how good the bear will do, because there is a frame of someone wrestling a camel, and he's body slamming a camel. So like they could take the bear if they're taking a camel.
That's true. It's camel spit.
Yep.
But yeah, I loved it. Like I haven't read a comic book in a while, but I got to the end of the second one, and I was like, "Oh, that's it."
Right now,
I want to read more. Yep. And you can find these on Amazon. They have them. We can get like an actual. It's not a hard copy. I guess it's a hard copy.
You can get a hard copy,
but it's not like hardback. It's like a.
Oh, okay. Paperback, yeah.
Paperback, or you can get it on Kindle.
Yeah.
So they have it on Amazon. So I think if you look up.
WrestleTopia.
Yes, WrestleTopia. Planet.
Comes up.
Invasion from Planet WrestleTopia.
Yeah.
It'll come up. But thank you guys for sending us these. I love them.
Yes.
Very cool.
So you can send us more. That's fine with me.
You know, one of the things I liked about it is that it did remind me of the old days of wrestling, you know, that I enjoyed, because you have these outlandish superstars. Like you have these guys coming from another planet, but you also have that main character that was kind of that same way of just thinks that he's the best in the world, and thinks he's everything, and he's big and muscular and everything. And I guess there's that now, but it's just the old style of wrestling was, at least when we were watching it, or when I was watching it when I was younger, it was all pomp and circumstance. What is the word? Is that the word? Pomp and whatever. It was a big deal. They made a big deal out of him, and so pomp and circumstance.
It reminded me of a wrestler that nobody that listens to us will probably remember. But when the aliens come, there was this wrestler called Max Moon. I'm pretty sure that's his name. And he wore like a get-up, like one of these wrestlers, like from the other planet. If I can find him.
I'll look for it. Max Moon.
I'm pretty sure that's
Paul Diamond? His real name is Paul Diamond.
Oh.
Or Thomas Bork.
But yeah, here he is.
There he is. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Max Moon. Wonder. Yeah. Oh, so, okay. Here we go. So this is Max Moon. A long time ago in a galaxy known as the WWE Universe, an intergalactic grappler named Max Moon arrived.
Uh-oh.
The only superstar ever billed from outer space, Moon made his first WWE appearance on Wrestle Challenge under the name The Comic Kid. He entered to the digital thump of techno music with an elaborate jetpack on his back that propelled him from the arena floor to the ring apron. The cosmic superstar baffled journeyman wrestler Dwayne Gill with his frantic tumbling. He may have looked like a background player from the sci-fi movie Tron, but his unconventional style and tireless agility made WWE fans take notice. That is hilarious.
His biggest victories came against Rick Martel and Repo Man, both by disqualification.
Oh, the Repo Man.
I know. I thought that was funny. Like, I thought, wasn't he just one of those?
He was a jobber.
Jobber, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that was a big win. That's what I don't get.
Well, Max Moon wasn't around for that long.
But he did when he wrestled as Max Moon. He wrestled and defeated Terry Taylor in a series of house show matches during the rest of 1999. I mean, Terry, was that the guy that did the chicken wing? What was the name of that move? Terry Taylor. What was his move?
I don't know. How did this turn into
the Red Rooster? That's who it is. Yeah, the Red Rooster, Terry Taylor. He had something, the cross-face chicken wing. That was his big move.
Wait, is it? Hold on. Now I'm going to have to look up Terry Taylor.
Terry Taylor, yeah. The Red Rooster. That's who you need to look up. Red Rooster. Cross face.
Yeah, the Red
Rooster. Yeah.
Chicken wing.
They're known as renamed Terry Taylor.
If you were here right now, I could show you how to do a cross-face chicken wing.
That was his big move, though. It was one of my favorites.
Anyways, again, thank you guys for sending this comic book. Love it. I can't give you high enough praise. If you want quotes from us or anything to put on the back of one of your comics, just let us know. We'll send them to you. Or you could pick something from this episode.
There you go.
10,000 stars. I am Geek.
The comic book equivalent of Max Moon. Yeah. No, don't do that one. No. Way better than Max Moon.
Yeah,
anyways,
definitely.
Loved it. I can't wait to see what comes next with you guys. Hopefully it's more and more and more.
Yeah.
And then whenever the movie gets made, you let me know. I want to be like I want to be in it.
Yeah, referee or
if you need people if you need background characters in this comic, you can use us.
You've dressed as a bear before, Ryan?
Yes, I have. You can use our likeness. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. I'd love for I Am Geek to be in a comic book. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
Yeah. If you make a cartoon any day of it too, you need people as announcers in it or something. We're there.
We're there. Who would we be in this comic book? That would be Chris. What would your wrestling name be? You said you like cool names, so you must have one. You wouldn't be dissing the whole wrestling community by not having a cool name.
Oh. I'm not sure of mine yet, but I think Catron would be Chris Pomp and Circumstance Catron.
He wouldn't be the IT guy.
The IT guy.
IRS.
No, don't be IRS.
IT guy.
Nobody wants to be him. I already have a wrestling name that was given to me by a pro wrestler. Oh. So I guess I have to go with that one. If you go back and listen to our episode where I go to Booker T's fantasy wrestling camp to train like a wrestler, they dubbed me Father Time because I was 40 years old with a bunch of 20-year-olds there. So the whole day there was, come here, Father Time. So I am Father Time.
There you go.
A good one for Chris.
The
drawer.
Chris One-Way Street.
One-Way Street.
That's One-Way Street.
There's only one way, brother. And that's my way. It's my way or the highway. See, there's all kinds of stuff you can use.
Yeah. This is a dead end, man.
Can't go this way.
There's only one way. There we go.
What would your finisher be?
In their comic.
What would your finisher be? Chris One-Way Street.
The pothole.
Oh, God. Get your kick on Route 66 with Chris One-Way Street. There's all kinds of stuff you could go there.
Mm-hmm. The stop sign.
And then your phrase would be, why do you drive on a parkway and park on the driveway? That would be like what would be on your T-shirt or something. Oh man. Well, there we go. I think you win. I'm just Father Time. I'm just old guy.
I still like Pomp and Circumstance Catron.
Yeah. He already has a song that he comes out to.
Is that what the Genius came out to? Because that's like the graduation song, right?
That's Pomp and Circumstance.
I know.
That's the song.
But there was somebody that came out. I think it was the Genius.
Yeah, probably.
It probably was.
But that would be your music coming out.
There we go.
I think I would have to have some kind of sleeper hold being Father Time.
It's true.
Father Time's put him to sleep.
You could somehow reverse time. You get body slammed and like reverse it, and you're fine.
I saw this old. I don't know how this turned into a wrestling episode, but it did.
Oh,
I saw this like clip of this random there's WWE's every place everybody knows, but there's like if you go all over the country, there's like little promotions like in towns and stuff. Like we grew up, there was Smoky Mountain Wrestling and little ones, but there was a clip of these guys in this ring, and this guy starts doing this dance or something. He does something, and he uses it to hypnotize his opponent. And then the opponent starts doing whatever the guy tells him to do, and then that's how he wins the match. And I'm like, what?
That's great. That's what I want to watch. Oh, and hey, if you can find someone to tag team with, they could be like, you could be Father Time and Baby New Year.
Good.
You could find a Baby New Year.
No, maybe Baby New Year will be like my my manager, and it's like this really pretty lady named Baby that walks down there to the ring with me.
Oh, there you go. Baby New Year.
Baby New Year. Come on, baby New Year, we're going to the ring.
You can call you Daddy.
Call me Daddy. Yeah, Daddy time. My son calls me Father time. You can call me Daddy time. Okay, well, it's getting late.
There's the deep end.
Invasion from Planet WRESTLETOPIA. Look what you did to us. We have our own faction now.
Yeah.
I don't know what our faction would be called. That's a whole nother thing. But
we can have a
the I Am Geek faction, I guess. Well, again, we were supposed to talk about Bandersnatch tonight.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
I think this is like this is like the real life Bandersnatch, because we go into something starting and then we like make a choice, and we make a choice and then we realize, oh, that choice did not lead us to Bandersnatch. It led us back to something else.
No.
But we're like 40 minutes in, so I mean we can technically talk about Bandersnatch. Because at this point, I don't know how much I can remember about it. But we don't have to.
We also need to...
we got to talk about a couple other things.
We have our own thing coming up. Yeah, we've got our own thing coming up. Our annual... we'll call it annual now.
Annual, every year for 2 years.
Second every year at this time for the second year. We're consistent. Our own award show is coming up. Woo! The Geekies.
Yay. I hope I still fit in my tux.
Yeah. Me too.
I do not.
I've heard it's going to be well attended this year. There's going to be many celebrities coming.
Oh, yeah. So many seat fillers. Like, as far as the eye can see.
Wow. As far as you guys know.
Well, but you gotta have the seat fillers, because the stars will get up to go to the bathroom, whatever, and you gotta make sure the seats look like they're still filled, so someone has to sit down.
So do I need to get a seat filler for me?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, everybody's gotta have a seat filler.
Like cardboard cutouts?
No, like actual people to sit down.
Actual people?
Like maybe I'll get one, and they can like stand behind me, and then just sort of stand there, and then just in case I have to get up. Be right
so they can be like seated in your seat, and you're sitting on them. So when you stand up, there's still someone there.
Oh, it's like this is what it is. Like you remember Airplane and the autopilot? They had to blow up the inflatable person, and when you stand up, it self-inflates. They have self-inflating whoopee cushions now, so why not a self-inflating?
They don't really work that well.
It works pretty well.
Well, the ones at Five Below don't work that well.
So Charlie got my son got a whoopee cushion. This is not a self-inflating one, but we ended up messing it up. I think he jumped on it too much, and it has this part where it bubbles out on the side, and it doesn't work anymore. So it's like, great, no more farting noises.
You're supposed to sit on them, not.
Well, you got to try to make the loudest one where you're just like, Just...
Yes, and Chris has one in his car.
Yeah,
I do.
Anyway,
back to
what was I saying? You said airplane.
Squirrel.
It reminded me. Squirrel. I said an airplane quote to somebody a couple weeks ago, and they were just like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, I feel so old." I think it was my wife, and she was just like, "Huh?" I think I did the maybe the Shirley line or something.
Shirley, yeah.
Like, huh?
Shirley, you can't be serious. Of course I'm serious, and stop calling me Shirley.
Her dad's favorite joke.
No, it's a good movie. All right, so the Geekies are coming up. So how are we doing it this year? How's it working?
We've got all the same categories. We haven't quite decided if we want to add any or whatever, but we're at least doing the ones we did before. Where like we have like for some reason we've got best dance. We got best used to be a wrestler. Of course we got like best actor of the year, best comic book movie, the biggest surprise hit, character I wouldn't want to fight, best villain, best animated character, best horror movie, funniest moment in a serious movie, the best fan service scene, best director, best stunts, best animated movie, and the what did I just see moment.
Did we have a best movie in there? Like best movie of the year? I don't think you said that.
Somebody else does
No,
that.
we had best superhero movie or best comic movie and best horror movie.
So we don't have a best overall movie.
We don't really have a best overall movie.
Well,
we can.
No. We can. Yeah. We can add it.
The idea is that it's our own.
Yeah.
Well,
somebody else is doing that.
Basically, yeah. Well, we've come up with the categories. We've narrowed it down to a few different nominees, and we'll put that online. We're still kind of figuring out how we're going to do that this year, and everybody can vote on it.
Yeah. So last year we did it on Facebook, and if you still want that, let us know.
Yeah.
But we're also looking into maybe doing like Survey Monkey or something where anybody could just go to it and don't have to be part of Facebook, which will be a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But we're trying to figure it out.
And right now, with Facebook, you have to be a part of our group. In order to do it, you have to be invited.
Everybody can be.
Everybody can be a part of our group.
Yeah, everybody can be in it. You just have to let us know, and we can let you in.
Yeah, last year we did it on Facebook. Did we do it on Twitter last year too? I don't remember.
No, we just did it on Facebook so we could keep everything in one place.
Yeah. So we may do it like a survey where you guys can just go, and we'll provide the link. You go to it and fill it out. It'll be done, and hopefully people will do it. If not, then I guess we're picking.
People did it last year. I think enough. I mean, there was a few, and it's fine. It's
we did a decent. That's fine.
We could, but if we can publish it enough to public things like on Twitter and figure out a hashtag to put it on, and say just go to ask to be a member of our Facebook group and we'll approve you, and just make it more public. I think that's one thing we haven't really done much of is advertise that group. So hey, we have a Facebook group, people.
It's called iamGEEKshow on Facebook. I think if you just look that up, it should be all one word, all one word. Yeah, so just scrunch all those three words together to iamGEEKshow. And we have it private just because when you make groups like that public, you get a lot of people on there trying to advertise stuff and come check out all of our stuff. And and then you've got bots that say, all kinds of bad stuff. So we keep it private, and you just have to invite. But we may do it through something. If you guys have other ideas how to get it out to more people, let us know. We're open to ideas. But I think a lot of people liked it last year. I'm touring with. Last year we did. We sort of did it spur of the moment. We took the nominated songs for the Oscar, and I was just given the title, and then on the spot, I just made up a song based on the title. I may do that again this year. I may try to do it beforehand. If I can find time, you guys give me the titles of the songs, and I'll record them ahead of time, and then I can put them in, which would make it probably sound a little better. But I don't know if you guys want that. If you don't want that, then I won't do that.
Do that. We're going to do it.
You should. Yeah, either way. I mean, I think it worked out.
And hopefully we'll have a celebrity on to with us.
Nope. We have a celebrity on the show. What are you talking about?
No, another celebrity.
No, not me.
I'm sure there's some celebrity, some D celebrity. Hey. We'll get one of the celebrities off of Big Brother Celebrity because they're not really celebrities. But
we're gonna get one of the Masked Singers on here.
I watched that again this week, last night. Have you guys watched
it? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, they unmasked the poodle.
The poodle was unmasked.
Yep, it was a comedian.
I did. Yep, did not see it coming.
Margaret Cho.
A lot of my, I still think the Raven is Vicki Lawrence. I still think it's
what
her.
about Ricky Lake? I'm thinking it might be Ricky Lake.
It could be Ricky Lake, but I mean, but she's like They had the date like 1968.
That's true.
On there,
That's
Ricky
true.
Lake.
No, she wouldn't be that old. Maybe it is Vicki Lawrence. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I know who the rabbit is because I don't know how you can not know who the rabbit is.
I have a guess on that. Who do you think the rabbit is?
It's Joey Fatone. It's definitely Joey Fatone.
Yeah,
Joey Fat.
Yeah, that's my.
Because he even has hot dogs being thrown at him, and he has his own hot dog restaurant.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's been on the Food Network on like some of those shows.
It can't be anybody else. If it's somebody else, they've made up all this stuff.
Yeah, he's funny and over the top, and he's like acting out like he's a rabbit, like twitching his head and stuff and doing things like. It's got to be him.
Yeah,
it's got to be him.
And I'm pretty sure the bee is somebody from the Supremes.
I could see that.
Because she said her clue this last week was take me to court. The Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it's from the Supremes. But I've become addicted to the show. I've watched every episode. I don't know why.
And now they added the main guy from Community. I can't think of his name.
He's so funny.
Joel McHale.
Yeah.
Joel McHale.
Oh,
yeah. I love watching him.
They've added him and Dr.
Dr. Ken.
Yeah, Dr. Ken.
Yeah, they're great together.
Oh, like there's the alien one, and Dr. Ken goes, "Man, she's beautiful," and he's like, "How do you know? You haven't seen her face." It was funny. And then he's like, "Why can't I just ask them who they are? Why can't that be my question?"
I did find it funny that Dr. Ken, his show, Margaret Cho, plays his sister.
Yeah, and he had no clue.
No clue. That was great. That was fun.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was fun. So the Flash happened this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Character's like, something I've watched. So let's have a little Flash segment here. I was not impressed this week. I'm just gonna go not the big Debbie Downer.
The past episodes have been good. I've been liking the season so far.
Yeah.
Because last season just was frustrating. It was a lot of lazy writing, or just like they couldn't come up with ways for the villain to be better than the Flash. And this episode kind of hit that kind of thing where the Flash had him taken down. It was good, and then
what just happened?
You still hear me?
Yes. There was an earthquake at Chris's house. He just goes, "Uh-oh," and then he just disappeared. Anyways, Chris, I think his froze actually.
Yeah, now it did. Yeah, he must have.
He froze. Anyway, so the Flash, he had the bad guy, which I forget the bad guy's name because at this point,
Cicada.
They had him. He beaten to a pulp, and he was on the ground. Yeah. And then his daughter shows up, and he's like, "No, don't kill him," because earlier in the episode, he tried to basically kill his daughter. So don't kill him, and then Flash just stops, and then just walks slowly over to his daughter, and there's Chris coming back. There he is.
But
hey,
my battery died on my computer.
Oh, you were still there for the most part. It's funny.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, you should really put pants on. But,
I thought a cat tackled something. The way you said, "Uh-oh." Anyway,
that wouldn't be surprising.
So the Flash slowly walks over his daughter, which causes the bad guy just to get up and leave. And I'm like, really?
Well, Yeah, to give a little background to that, I can kind of understand though that part, even though I still have a problem with it. Her legs were broke, or her back was broken, and she was in a bed not moving the last time he saw her. All right, and then while he's out rescuing all these metas to move them somewhere else, she gets her back is healed because of the Speed Force, right, or whatever. And she appears, and so when he sees her, he's shocked that she's there because he didn't know that was going on, that she was getting better. So that's why he walks slowly. But my problem with it is that instead of beating the crap out of him and killing him, why wouldn't he have just taken him, which I know he was enraged and mad, but why not just take him to the jail cell like he would have everybody else? Because she got there in like 2 seconds. And he could have easily taken him while Killer Frost is holding that stupid shard with the ice, and it could have been done. So, yeah.
Like that. And plus, I mean, they have these cuffs that negate powers that they constantly put on people.
Yeah.
Like, so he should have had those with him. He could have just cuffed them. Heck, put a cuff around the stupid shard thing, and that should stop the shard.
There's a lot of plot holes. Well, even with so I know this is going to sound morbid, but I thought the same thing with Thanos. Why don't you just cut the guy's hands off? Because he catches this thing and throws it. He wouldn't kill him, but he couldn't use this shard anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, Killer Frost, could have came in there and be like, "You can't mess with me," and then she just makes 2 icicle things and goes, "Hands gone, we're done."
Yeah.
Well, the thing before, like when they pretty much capture him before that time too in the alleyway, she like freezes him to the wall, just his hands, and like there's a girl hurt there, and he's like, "Oh, we need Caitlin. You should transform to Caitlin." Like, no, you don't. You're the Flash. Run her to the hospital and run back in like 2 seconds. Yeah. You don't need Caitlin to look at her on the ground. No. Like,
and I think that's one of the problems with superhero TV shows is that they have to be like, how are we going to fill up all these episodes?
Yeah.
With one villain. Like if there's multiple villains in a season, yeah, you can fill it up easy. But with one villain, like, okay, how can we stretch this out? Okay, well, they'll just make bad decisions, half the season. That'll work.
Yeah.
Really bad.
But the thing with the Flash is, though, like, he has, like, one of the most cohesive groups of villains, like, ever in the comics. The Rogues, they're always teaming up and always in groups taking him on because that's how they have to do it. But they don't do that in the show. They never team them up in the show for some reason. It's always just one villain.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Well, I don't want to end on a bad note because that was sort of a bad note.
No.
So I checked out some. If you play video games like we do, not really. I mean, sometimes we can. We do. We can. We haven't played in a while. There's a game coming out. There's a game coming out that has me intrigued.
In April.
In April, yeah. Called Days Gone, and it's going to be only on the PS4, so you have to have a PS4. But it's like a zombie survival type game, I guess. They call them freakers. So. Have you noticed that zombie games never call them zombies, or movies or TV, never call them zombies anymore? Those have their names. In this game, they're called freakers. But it looks pretty cool, and it reminded me a lot of The Last of Us. And if you guys haven't played The Last of Us, Chris and Katrin, you guys should. It's you could probably get it really cheap now because it's an older game. They made it for the PS3, but then they brought it back remastered on the PS4. When the PS4 came out, that was like one of the first games that came out with it. But it's a really cool game, and it's got one of those movie type storylines that goes along with it. So like, Jenny could watch it with you, Chris, and be like very intrigued about it. This sort of has that same sort of feel because in that game, The Last of Us, there's these zombie-like creatures, but the zombies in that game look like, which this game came out before Stranger Things, long before Stranger Things. But you know what the creatures look like in Stranger Things?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the creatures in The Last of Us look like.
They
have those mouth things that like open up, and they're creepy as all get out. But
it was The Last of Us an open world?
No, not really.
Because that's what this is.
You had places where you had to go.
Yeah.
But this one's an open world, so that's different.
Which
but
is
it does
cool.
have a story mode.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of glad that it has a story mode, because a lot of these open world games, I don't name any. Here recently, it's just like roam around.
There's
Get a horse.
There's an Xbox game that's kind of like that. That's State of Decay 2 that I played for free for a couple of days, and it's a lot like that, where you just go and find resources, and you have a base, and you can get AI characters to help you and all this. And I couldn't figure out some of the things. It was very frustrating, but it was pretty cool too, because you could get vehicles, repair vehicles, just like this one. But what this game reminded me, Days Gone, what it reminded me a lot of was Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I don't think you guys have played it, but it's a really, really cool game. It's set in Bolivia, and you've got a team of 4, and you can either play with AI or with real people. And
like the rapper AI? That's pretty cool.
No, artificial intelligence. But the look of it looked a lot like it, because it's third person, it's open world for the most part, but you have missions that you go to, and the graphics were incredible, and you can ride any vehicle that you see in it. But that's a really fun game. But that's what it reminded me of, and that's why I asked you on text. I was like, is it open world or co-op? I was kind of disappointed to find that it wasn't.
It wasn't
co-op, because I like to play the co-op games, because that allows me to play with you guys.
Yeah.
Because I like playing by myself, but at the same time, I like that option of playing along with other people.
Yeah, like the other night, I don't get to play much anymore, but the other night I sat down and played a game that I got 2 Christmases ago that I haven't even got to play yet. It was Shadow of Mordor, or whatever the latest one is in the Middle Earth series. And I started playing it, and it was fun, but then I was just like, I'm done. And just sort of put it down. I was like, I'll play more some other time maybe. Because I like playing with other people that I know online. Now I'm weird and shy when other people approach me online. So let's play. I'm like, I don't know you, stranger danger.
Get away.
But I like playing with you guys, which we need to get on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go right now. Let's go play right now.
All right.
Oh, God. Single 12.
What, you got to go to work tomorrow or something?
Something like that.
Oh, man. Anyways. Well, cool. I think that's it, fellas. I mean, there was a couple other things, but I think we're out of time.
Do we want to do the pick of the week?
Oh, the streaming pick of the week? I don't know what we call it. We call it something different every week. Maybe that's what it was. Watch you streaming.
What you streaming?
What you streaming?
I'll write that down so we remember.
What you streaming?
Can we have like a theme song for that or something? What you streaming?
What you streaming?
Hey there, you. What you streaming?
What you streaming? Well, this week I watched nothing really on Netflix. I did watch Gotham, which if you're not watching Gotham, this is the last season. Get on it.
It's good.
Get down on it.
It is so good. So good. If you're a fan of Batman or that universe, Gotham is, especially this season, it's like superb.
Yeah, they're really getting into the characters now, what they're like, their incarnation in the comics, what they are going to be. They're really getting there, and they're going to end up there at the end of it, supposedly with Batman. Like they'll actually show Batman series eventually.
And this season is very dark. Like they did stuff on the last episode that I was like, oh, They can do that on Fox now? Okay. Like all the blood and all the gore that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I'm halfway through tonight's episode.
I haven't watched tonight's episode. But,
this isn't a spoiler, but like the Jerome character, which is basically the Joker now, or at least one version that they've had on the show that's the Joker, wears a great classic Joker hat from like straight from like Batman and the animated series Joker hat, which is just, it's nice. It's a good touch.
He's a nice.
He's a very nice.
He's a nice. He's a good. We like it sauce. But I guess my pick for this week would be Deadly Class, which is a new show on Sci-Fi, but it's on Hulu. You watch it on Hulu. It's based off of a comic book. It takes place in the 80s. It's basically there's an assassins class. Doing a lot of assassin shows for some reason. Last week I did Assassination Classroom, but
what do you want to tell us, Chris? Are you changing careers?
I'm changing careers. I'm an assassin now. But like this kid gets like brought into this assassination school, and the school is led by this one guy who's Wong from the Avengers and Doctor Strange. Yeah. Like he's the head of the school.
Yeah.
And basically, like in the first episode, like he gives an assignment like on who they would want to assassinate basically in the future, like what kind of assassin are they going to be? And by the end of it, or in the middle of it at least, I think the main character's like, I'm going to assassinate Ronald Reagan.
Oh, that's dark.
It's kind of dark, but it's kind of humorous a little bit on how it's done.
Why Ronald Reagan? He was a great man.
There's a whole backstory to it. I'll let you guys watch it.
Okay.
There's a reason. There's a reason. You can see why he would want to do it, but it's a fun show. It's kind of kooky, kind of kooky. That's fun.
Okay. Check it out. What you streaming, Catron?
Nothing.
Oh,
but
you failed the city.
But I just found a movie that I'm going to watch because I was going to suggest a movie that I haven't watched in a while, but for some reason I was thinking about it this whole episode. It's called The Ecstasy of Order, that is about Tetris and these people that are really good at Tetris, and it's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. But I found a new one that I haven't seen yet, and it's free on Amazon Prime. It's called Nintendo Quest, and it's about these guys that in a month's time, in 30 days, they collect all 678, or maybe that's not all games, but 678 Nintendo games and travel over 10,000 miles to do it. And they talk about trivia of Nintendo and all that. So
I watched that.
Yeah, I'm interested. So I'm gonna check it out.
It's interesting.
So, yeah, Nintendo Quest.
It's cool if it's the same one I'm thinking of, which it has to be because they would make multiple. But they go to all these like little video game stores that you see, like the buy and trade or whatever, and it's like, and they search through all these things and trying to find, and they like comes out with like stats. It's really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, Ecstasy of Order can also be seen on Prime. But you have to pay $2 for it, or YouTube, same price, and some other providers, but those are the cheapest. But it's the Tetris Masters, Ecstasy of Order, but very cool. So. That's what I'll be streaming this week.
Speaking of YouTube, I watched part of the SpongeBob the Musical, Broadway musical.
I saw one song on Thanksgiving Day Parade. That was good.
Somebody had illegally filmed it, and I was like, what is this? Because I'd never heard of it before. So I clicked on it, and I'm like, oh, because they named it something else, like... SpongeBob, Bikini Bottom slime tutorial or something like that. I guess to get by without it being flagged. I was like, "What is this?" Because I saw like pictures of humans dressed up in the SpongeBob, and I watched like a few minutes of it. And I'm like, "Well, that was something."
I saw one like song, dance number, or whatever that was on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And I was like, no, gosh, no.
Yeah. 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 And then I went and listened to The Greatest Showman. I was like, I got to get this out of my head.
Which is a movie from last year. It's not from this year.
That's how behind I am on movies sometimes. I watched it over Christmas for the first time, and I loved it. Yeah, I'm ready for the sequel. I'm sure there will be. This is The Greatest Show, Part 2. He's retired and sits around with his family.
It's about the Shriners circus, though.
Oh, God.
Nothing wrong with the Shriners. I'm just saying it's another circus is all I meant by that.
Oh, anyways, well, there you go. This has been episode 88 of I'm Geek. Again, it didn't end like we thought it was going to. It didn't go where we thought it was going to go, but we had fun. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you'll join us next time, and we didn't run you away with all the wrestling talk. But remember, the wrestling fan did not start the wrestling talk. That was the other two here. And then they opened a can of worms, and I went with it. So
it was trying to be a segue.
Well, you should have known there was going to be a long segue.
It's fine. I thought it was good. It's good.
It's when you open up a
one-way street.
Yeah, when you open up a can like that, you're on a one-way street. The WrestleTopia. But yeah, check out Royal Rumble this Sunday. Let's talk about it on I Am Geek Group. Who do you think is going to be a surprise entry? Will somebody be there? Probably not, but who knows? But again, thank you to Invasion from Planet WRESTLETOPIA. We've enjoyed your comic books. Check them out on Amazon. Just search for WRESTLETOPIA. I'm sure it'll pop up. Yes. We're looking forward to hopefully reading more of them. The first 2 issues are great. Check them out.
Yep.
Especially if you're a wrestling fan. I'm talking to you, Dave Adams. You need to check these things out. Anyways, thanks for joining us for episode 88, and we will talk at you next time.
Bye-bye.